Stop everything, because what just unfolded during the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever game is easily one of the most explosive and bizarre sequences we have seen in the WNBA this entire season. On a fast break, Sophie Cunningham was running down the floor for what should have been a simple, uncontested layup. Instead of making a traditional basketball play, DIJONAI Carrington chased her down from behind, swinging a forearm directly into Cunningham's face and neck. The officials went to the monitor, reviewed the play, and immediately upgraded it to a flagrant 2, resulting in an automatic ejection. By the strict letter of the law, high contact with wind-up, impact, and follow-through against a vulnerable player checks every single box for a flagrant 2. Carrington was thrown out of the game, and that should have been the end of the story. But what she did next turned a dangerous basketball foul into a massive national controversy. Instead of accepting the ejection and letting emotions cool down, Carrington walked straight into the locker room, grabbed her phone, and while the game was still being played, posted 2 words on her social media: white privilege. She even tagged the Indiana Fever directly underneath the post. The internet exploded instantly. Within minutes of being ejected for striking a white player in the face, posting white privilege and tagging that specific team leaves absolutely zero room for misinterpretation. Fans, commentators, and analysts immediately connected the dots, viewing it as a clear declaration that she believed her ejection was racially motivated. But the optics made no sense. The officials threw her out because she committed a dangerous, non-basketball clothesline that drew blood. Emmanuel Acho, a prominent sports commentator, did not hold back in his assessment. He broke down the footage and explicitly stated that race had absolutely nothing to do with the call. He pointed out that players of all backgrounds have committed similar fouls and faced the exact same consequences, calling Carrington's attempt to inject race into a clear-cut rule violation both ignorant and asinine. The backlash was so fierce that Carrington actually attempted to backtrack, getting into a public debate with Acho. She claimed that she never said the assessment of the foul was based on white privilege, telling critics to use their critical thinking skills and citing her university education on social issues. But Acho systematically dismantled her defense, stating that in a speaker-oriented country, if you post an incredibly inflammatory and volatile phrase, like white privilege, immediately after being ejected for a hard foul on a white player, it is completely on the speaker to provide context. You cannot drop a cultural bombshell from the locker room mid-game, tag the opposing team, and then act shocked or insulted when the entire world interprets it as a reaction to your ejection. The timing of the post told the entire story long before her convoluted explanation ever hit the timeline. But the rabbit hole goes even deeper, exposing a toxic undercurrent running through the league. Following the incident, Sydney Colson, a player who shared a locker room with Cunningham on the Fever just last season, took to social media to publicly celebrate the hit. Think about that. A former teammate watched Cunningham get struck across the face hard enough to bleed and decided to cheer for it online rather than show any concern. It highlights exactly how polarizing players like Cunningham and Caitlin Clark have become. Even Cunningham's own head coach, Stephanie White, offered a surprisingly gentle defense of the aggressor, stating she didn't believe Carrington aimed for the neck intentionally and framing it as simply playing hard. This bizarre dynamic reveals a league where some players and coaches seem actively resentful of the very stars who are currently driving unprecedented ticket sales, television ratings, and financial growth for the WNBA. When you strip away the social media arguments and the backtracking, the reality is incredibly straightforward. DIJONAI Carrington committed a dangerous flagrant 2 foul that had absolutely nothing to do with basketball. The officials made the correct call based on player safety rules, but the decision to run to the locker room and weaponize a heavy cultural term like white privilege to deflect accountability is what escalated this from a bad foul into a PR disaster. You cannot ignite a culture war on social media mid-game and then complain when the media covers it as one. The WNBA is experiencing a golden era of growth, but incidents like this prove that the league's internal culture is struggling to handle the spotlight. What are your thoughts on Carrington's post and Emmanuel Acho's response? Was she genuinely misunderstood, or was it a calculated excuse for a dirty play? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more unfiltered basketball breakdowns.